Hey guys, so yesterday was an interesting one. We had several preamplifiers that didn't want to play the game. So the two-channel pre turns out does not want to drive to endpoint devices. So the big reference power amplifier, no problems. As soon as we plumbed in, or rather if we plumb in the DSP unit, that is the preamp effectively for the rear subs, we get signal to that, but as soon as we plug in the big reference power amp, we get no signal to the DSP preamp, and all the signal goes to the reference power amplifier. So we looked at splitting XLR, running RCA and XLR line out, which was the original plan. Doesn't want to do that because it turns out they're hooked up in pretty much parallel anyway. And tried isolating the XLRs with a special pro level switcher, which has a ground and lift option to decouple those signals and keep the signal flowing, and that didn't work either. So it looks like until the two-channel pre changes to have two direct fixed outputs, one output line out, so variable out, runs with the volume to the subwoofer outputs, and then another one to the primary power amp for the left and right. So we'll be running the two-channel just as that. So front, left, and right speakers from the two-channel pre, no integration of the rear subs. Not the ideal plan because we'd like more tools, more things to play with to be able to calibrate more. But we know with a component change later, that can happen. The room's designed to allow for that. The two-channel preamplifier right now is the Hitato. I have to get the name right. I should look it up. Plinius integrated. So it's actually an integrated amplifier. It was what was running these beautiful big Wilsons previously, and then the new power amp added into the system. So effectively, the integrator has only been used as a preamp, and that was already targeted as an upgrade path to a dedicated pre. So we've got a really great roadmap ahead with how the rear subs in this room can still be integrated with the two-channel system as well. So no problems there given that change. The other drama we had actually was the dedicated cinema processor, while the extra add-on module, so the NAD is a modular design, so we can add new technologies in, and the M17 processor indeed has had several upgrades in HDMI boards, which is awesome, and also an Atmos upgrade. So a module plugged in, and it gave us the 4 height channels. So it had 7.1 primary outputs, module added in, gave us the Atmos heights. And while the Atmos heights are connected to any of the power amplifiers, we actually get a high frequency noise through all channels. And we're pulling the rack apart, pulling everything apart one by one, trying to work out where this noise is coming from. And it turns out, as long as that height module is plugged into any power amp, we got high frequency noise. Now the issue is with particularly our front end, these are really sensitive speakers. We're like 93, 94, 95 dB even the center is claimed as. So a little bit of noise results in quite a lot of sound, and we can hear it from the seat. So that's not really good enough. We've emailed the NAD people to ask what's up with that. We uninstalled the module, reinstalled the module, firmware updated, do all those fun tricks, and with only the processor connected to power and audio signal to one of its corresponding power amps, the noise is there. So we can't blame it on any other earth loop or Ethernet or HDMI or source or the two-channel hub or anything like that. So it took a long time yesterday to diagnose and discover where these issues were, what is possible in the room, what's possible really of the equipment. We're asking a lot from some of the systems, and by the book, it was all the right concept. In practice, it wasn't really going to happen with the two-channel preamp integration. So the two-channel preamp just doesn't have the guts to do it. That's right. Again, upgrade path. As for the NAD, it's really an issue that needs to be, there's a fault, it needs to be fixed, or a module change. Though the ideal processor in this room, which was also another upgrade path, was the Storm Audio, which of course has loads of channels of output, which means we can run the rear subs, no problems, even independently. We've got the channel count for the 7, kind of 4, because we're using these big towers have phenomenal bass. We did some audio calibrations last night, measurements, and really deep bass. It's rolling off under 20 hertz. So we could treat, with the Storm Audio, we can treat these as, we can run LFE to the front. So the NAD can have what they call an advanced bass. So as a large speaker, all of the little effects channels set to small, the bass can be represented by the towers as well as the LFE subwoofers at the back of the room. Although for LFE, only the 0.1 subwoofer soundtrack operates, and there's only one output on that NAD processor. So with the Storm, it has this amazing feature called bass routing, and we can effectively take the bass from, say, the Atmos front here, and its bass information we could direct over to the front left channel as its bass extension speaker, and then at a certain crossover point we can then run that into all 4 of the subwoofers, which is the front towers left and right, and then the back corner subwoofers as well. So some really exciting additional tuning and features that can come to this space. What I love is acoustically, we're really happy with how the room's turned out. The response we get from the rear subs is actually still very good through the main seats, though obviously the more we integrate throughout the room with better direction and control through the processing, then the smoother, the tighter, and the better we can get it, and with fidelity, which is why the Storm Audio is so amazing. It's got these amazing tools and tricks and features, and it absolutely sounds fantastic. So yeah, so I didn't check in yesterday because we were running around fault finding, troubleshooting, and trying all sorts of things, but we've exhausted now what's possible, what can be done. We're moving forward. We did a Dirac yesterday, last night, had a quick listen. Wow, really excited. The bass just so clean and tight. It's amazing, and and that's considering the challenging locality of the system. That was a big concern. Hence, we put lots of bass traps that hidden in this room, and it's just sounding awesome. So bit of a tease because we had a bit of a listen and went out for dinner, and we really wanted to just sort of session more tracks. So we'll be sessioning more today, but until then, we'll be doing some video. I'll check in on the next video about how we achieve the setup of the projection system. Thanks for watching.